In our floating exchange rate system, the price of the Australian dollar in terms of other currencies is determined by demand and supply. The demand for the dollar is the willingness of people overseas to purchase Australian goods and services, whereas the supply of the Australian dollar is the willingness of Australians to purchase goods and services from overseas, in other words, to import. A range of factors can influence the demand and supply for the dollar. These include relative inflation rates, economic growth here and overseas, the terms of trade, and relative interest rates. For example, you'd expect that if inflation was higher in Australia than overseas, over time, the demand for Australian goods and services would fall, leading to a new equilibrium or a new exchange rate, and this would be a depreciation of the Australian dollar. On the other hand, economic growth overseas would probably lead to an increased demand for Australian goods such as commodities. So the demand curve would shift to D2 and the exchange rate would appreciate to E2. The Australian dollar will buy more of overseas currencies. Finally, let's imagine what happens if there's a decrease in Australia's interest rates relative to overseas. We'd imagine the exchange rate would depreciate because more Australians would be willing to send currency overseas to earn higher interest rates.